તો મેં કોઈ તારા વખાણ બહુ સાંભળેલા કે કોણે કર્યા મેં કોઈ મમ્મીએ કર્યા અને બે ત્રણ તારી બહેનપણીઓ મને મળેલી.
I'm also very excited. My fourth question is,
Right? Become a sponge. The biggest secret to success.
hello everyone. My name is Dhruvish and I'm 12 years old and I'm a student of Unnati Story House. I have been exploring public speaking since I was 6 years old by giving various stage performances, each one helping me grow and understand the power of stories. And this podcast is also a part of my public speaking journey. And I'm super duper excited to welcome you to my podcast, Echoes of Experience, a place where every story carries a lesson, where we dive into different perspectives, uncover real life experiences, and reflect on what truly inspires us. And now it's time to introduce my today's podcast guest. And before I do that, let me share some inspiring details about him. So my today's guest is someone who turned bold ideas into reality at a very young age. Through Prajna Construction Private Limited, he introduced innovative concepts that were way ahead of their time. And even after facing major challenges, he rebuilt his journey with honesty, courage, and strong values. It's a pleasure to welcome Mr. Nirav Shah to Echoes of Experience.
Thank you so much, my dear.
Thank you so much, sir, for being my guest even after having so many work priorities.
Absolutely not. Anything for the children and the way you introduce yourself, the concept, and me, I'm so impressed already.
I'm also very excited to meet you.
Fantastic.
So, shall we start?
Absolutely. Please.
So, my first question to you is, you belong to a second generation business family, and I know your pillar of strength is your father, Mr. Nirav Shah.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, please share some of your childhood memories that shaped you to start your own journey and follow your own dreams.
Excellent. So if I look back, the one thing that I strongly remember is that I was never forced to excel in what they felt was important or what they thought or the society thought was to be done, or that would maybe lead me to succeed. Okay. So I remember that I was a very mediocre student. I wasn't very, very good. I probably scored 50-60%. That's all, not much, So B grade, okay? But I was never forced, never scolded. I don't remember anybody getting angry on me or nothing. But maybe because they were seeing that I'm developing myself, holistically, meaning in all the areas of life, okay? So I used to be a good cricketer. I played for the state, for the Gujarat team, for the West Zone team, between the age of about 13 and 17. And he would always be there encouraging me. He would be at the ground cheering for me. He would take me to the coaches, and he would make sure that whatever I'm interested in, I'm given the best facilities and I excel well in that particular area. Okay. I also remember that I was a little creative person, good with art. So he also encouraged that area of mine too. It's a very interesting story. If I can, should I say it right now, or you want me to kind of take it up a little later? Am I taking long in answering your question, or is it
No,
okay?
sir, it's perfect. It's okay.
Super. Okay. So I was maybe about 14, and suddenly one fine morning I saw a very, very expensive Greenicals bat on my bed, and some exotic cricket pads, the batsman pads. Now the pads were the ones that Mr. Sunil Gavaskar used to wear, that brand and that quality. And the bat was Greenicals, which was even a dream for the professional cricketers that time. So I was like, Dad, have I earned this as yet? And I'm a good cricketer, fine. You're hearing that from people, you're hearing that from the school coach and everybody, but why this bat and pad, And the society also asked him. And he had a very, very interesting answer for that. He said that there are two ways of looking at life. One is where you wait for the success and then equip yourself. And second is where you equip yourself thinking that you are successful, you burn all the bridges, you show that you are successful, the people around you also show confidence in you, encourage you that you are successful. Okay? So he chose the second option. So I have a very simple question for you as a matter of fact. If I were to open a restaurant, should I wait for the customers to walk in and then go and buy the plates and the crockery and the cutlery? Or should I be assuming that my restaurant is going to be successful? I'm going to have a lot of people walking in and I should be ready with everything. What should I do?
The second option.
Exactly. Okay. So, bottom line answer to your first question is that I wasn't forced to do what I was not very good in, but he would always encourage me in what I would love to do.
Wow.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
So if you were so good in meaning most of the things, why didn't you go ahead in the journey?
Very
to be more
interesting.
successful?
Very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Now, so this is something which is about what 30 years back, 35 years back, maybe 40 years back, right? Okay. So the cricket that you are seeing right now. So I was good in cricket.
Yeah.
Okay. So the cricket that you are seeing right now, the IPL and then the 50 over matches and so much of is happening all around that it's a career now and it's a very very highly paying career. Okay. Those days it wasn't really such a great career. Okay. And my family, everybody, all the 3 4 generations before me had all studied abroad, where business people had come back to this country and settled here and were doing very very well. So somehow subconsciously I was also programmed that I'll go abroad, I'll study, I'll come back, I'll join the business. Okay. So one is that I never took cricket seriously, wherein I was going to make a career out of it. Today, if I look back and if I were a cricketer in today's times, maybe I could have. Okay. So that's one. Second is the creative aspect. So when I went to study, my dad already was an owner of a very very big organization, right? You know in that term you talked about, right? So society felt that Nirav bhai, why don't Mayur bhai, my dad, that why won't Nirav join Inductotham? Why are you sending him to the USA to study construction management? That's not Inductotham. Inductotham is engineering. It's making machines, furnaces. And he said, I will never force him to get into something only because there are millions and billions of rupees to make. If he doesn't love what he's doing, he's not going to enjoy his entire life. Instead, let him do something which he loves to do. We'll do it, give it a little commercial angle, and we'll let him be happy and attract money. My point over here is that in real estate, normally what do we see is we buy land and then we make brick, concrete buildings, right? Quite boxy ones years back. But he let me be creative with the architecture, the interiors, the structures, and we actually recreated the civilizations across the globe, the statues, very very unique, interesting buildings and all that. So to me, even the bricks and the mortar and everything was like art, brush, paint, and the land was the canvas. Okay, it's a very beautiful mix of letting me be creative yet become a builder. Okay? Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
So my second question to you is, please share about your school and college days. Were you a studious kind of student or otherwise?
So, in a way, I did answer your question that I was not studious. I was more like mediocre. I was a good cricketer. I was creative, as I told you. And in general, I was a good boy. I was a good boy. I had no wrong habits, you know. But I wasn't studious, no, and I wasn't scoring good grades. Yeah, that's the reality. Yeah,
So you studied abroad, but you didn't pay much attention to studies rather than your passion.
because it was not coming very naturally to me. Okay, now there were students in my class who would score 90 marks, 95 out of 100 percentage or whatever, but then they were enjoying it. They really loved to study, but maybe they were not good cricketers. Maybe they didn't know how to draw. Okay, so they were them, I was me. And if you look at it, I scored 90 plus in cricket, and they scored 90 plus in education, right?
Yes. So my next question is, how it felt to move from your studies to start your own different journey into the field of designing the real estate development, that too leaving behind the already set business of inductor third.
So I'll give all the credit to my dad, because one is he fought, I'm sure, his own fear that I have such a successful established company and should I have my son get into something else, which has to start from the scratch. That is one. Second is that he had to also reply the society, because everybody wanted the safe way out. They said, why not an existing organization which is so successful?
Yes.
But he felt that, as I told you, that he felt that no, I'll back Nirav in what he wants to do, or what suits his aptitude. He kind of gave me couple of years of his life. He backed me up. He was there. He was supporting me. He was guiding me. And then I kind of got into something which I love to do. But now what is interesting is that I didn't really become a very normal builder. Okay, if you'll research more, you'll find out projects like Pratna Uppan, Pratna Vihar, World Business Hub, which is right across. Those buildings weren't just, as I told you, boxy buildings. The World Business House was like a fort, so office complex where people are, the corporates inside the office building. It was like a fort. There was a huge cannon on the top. There were soldiers across on the building. Of course, statues. Uppan was all four ancient civilizations. So Egypt, Rome, China, the Indus Valley, the Greco-Roman civilization. So all these places I visited, I did my research and recreated as a builder. So the point is, very interesting journey of career for me. And he let me experiment, he let me fail, he let me fall, he let me, try again, and let me find my own, successful path. Yeah.
So, since I don't know much about business,
Yeah. Okay.
what was the nature of work of your company, your
Okay.
things you do?
Fantastic. Okay. So initially it was real estate development. Okay. Meaning buying land, hiring an architect, designing and constructing and selling. That is real estate development. But ultimately, over the period of time, I got into more businesses. Okay. Like my family is into fitness business. I also got into interiors architecture. Okay, then we are also into waste management business. I'm also into mentoring businesses where I could hold stakes in their businesses and all that. Yeah, so it started with real estate, but now we are into multiple businesses.
How do you mention multiple businesses at one go?
Super. So your question is, how do I manage all these activities? Okay, so let me add to your question. So along with these 4 or 5 businesses, Unnati ji also knows that we are also into a lot of philanthropic activities where we are creating social impact, like Coffee with Creativity, like Wake Up to Dream, like Success Viking. So question is very obvious. How do you manage all of this? So the answer is one, that you have to create the right leadership. If you are the one who are going to take all the calls, then people are going to continuously need you to take decisions. Instead, if I can set systems, if I can create leadership, if I have the right people who are in sync with with my thought process, the vision, the mission, it's a common mission of all of us, then lot of work gets divided, and you are just a part of the team. Okay, so as a youngster, I would insist you and everybody else, though this is a little younger age to understand this, but ultimately business is not something that you do it yourself. Business is something where you empower people, you set systems, and the whole organization works on it, and not only you as the owner.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah. So my fourth question is, in 1990s, your company started doing many things that were very different from others. What made you think in such a unique way?
So when you let your aptitude be your guide. See, if you're doing something which you love to do, you never realize that you're doing something out of the box. You're just doing it because it's passion. Okay, one. Second is when the people around who are your stakeholders, they encourage you. So you have all the himmat. What's the word for himmat? Maybe the strength, the inner power. Okay, right? So you don't realize you're really doing something which is very unique, out of the box. People think that it's very very different, but because I'm enjoying it, I'll just do it as a very very normal person. Okay, so aptitude is very very important. Also, in today's world now, have you heard the word startup?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, startup means that people do something which nobody else is doing. You're solving some problem in the market as a business which other people have not done till now. Okay, so it's now the need of the hour to be very different and unique. Okay, so anyways, whenever you do something now, okay, you can start training your subconscious mind and the conscious mind both from right now as to what kind of different things can I do to solve an existing problem. So let's take an example. If okay, now you heard of Ola and Uber, right? But years back we all heard of taxi, where we go down there and we'll wait for a taxi, and if a taxi passes by, we'll get a ride. Otherwise, we don't get a ride. What are you used to now?
Ola, Uber, and the car.
You are at your home, you press a button, they come down there, you are tracking as to whether they've reached or not, and then you get down. Okay? How different, right? So this Ola Uber guy must have found out what is the problem. They must have found out that okay, whenever we go down there, necessarily the taxi might not be there. If there is an old person, he can't wait. If it's raining, it's very, very inconvenient to wait, and things like those. So they thought of what the problem still is there and how can we solve it. So now tell me, should we open one more taxi company, or we should open a company which is almost doing the same thing but in a very, very different way?
Second option.
Exactly. Okay. So anyways, if you do something which is aptitude based, if the people around you encourage you, and then you really find out a problem that you want to solve, you will anyways be doing unique things now in the with the new generation that's coming in. Okay.
I wanted to ask, while you were doing something different from others, who all encouraged you to do that and who all didn't? Like, who all were the ones who said it wouldn't work?
Interesting. Okay, so my dad was like absolute pillar of success is one. Luckily, our business partners were also a part of the entire passion that I was driving. Uh, Everybody in the society initially were not understanding as to what this could be, but then slowly when they said, they felt that people are going crazy over the concept. They're linking the concept with owning a brand. I mean, owning a product by Prathana is like owning a brand. So that kind of made everybody rush to us to own a piece of our real estate development and all that. So my point over here is that uh, almost I feel everybody was encouraging, and when you're doing something at this speed and with this passion, the people who are biting behind your back, who are maybe speaking negative, you don't even have time to listen to them. So I'm sure there are people who must have spoken negative, but I have never heard anybody speak negative. Okay, so my force, my power, my inner belief was so strong that I've almost not met anybody who's been negative to me in life.
Yes, amazing.
There's a beautiful story. If I can add to that, should I?
Yes.
Have you heard the story of a deaf frog?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yes.
If you have, then you tell me.
Once, like, there was a competition between the frogs.
Okay.
One frog had to climb a mountain,
Okay.
and meaning a group of frogs started to climb,
Yeah.
and he was also the one,
Okay.
one of them.
Okay.
One by one, all the frogs started falling,
Mhm.
and the people below
Mm.
were shouting that, "Don't go up, don't go up, you'll fall, you'll fall."
Right.
But he didn't hear, and he kept going and kept going till he reached the point.
Exactly. Okay. And then everybody was like, how did he reach,
Yeah.
and why did everybody else quit? But that was because that frog could not hear. He was deaf. Same way, when you find out your passion, you get so passionate that you become like a deaf frog. Then nobody, who's speaking negative is going to be given that much importance or weightage. It's always good to listen to people, as a matter of fact, take them as inputs, but not get programmed negatively, or kind of quit, but think on all the inputs, think on positives, think on negatives, think on everything, and then take your decision based on maybe the mentors that you have around you, the people
Yes.
who are who are looking at you to become successful, right? But amazing, the story, and so well narrated, very nice.
Thank you. So my This question is: you achieved international recognition at a very young age. How did that feel when you were only in your early 20s? Early 20s.
Yeah. So again, as I told you, because the journey was so fast, there was so much passion that those days I was not realizing that this is something which is a recognition. This is something which is great. This is something that people crave for. This is something that people, must be so impressed with. I was not realizing all that time. But if I now look back and I look at, I have a file where all the media coverages, most of them, which had been published globally, locally, when I look at them, I say, oh, well, Neera, you were quite noticed, you were quite recognized, and the award of by Indian Express Sista, which was about who are the next generation top 18 business people, so twice in a row at the age of 26, 27, I was nominated amongst the top 18 of the country. So all that time I was not realizing, but today if I look back, I feel that yeah, at a great start, I was doing well as a young man, and I feel good. At the same time, frankly, didn't realize much that time. Yeah.
So, how did you feel when you achieved the international recognition?
Uh, I felt good, but as I told you, I was too busy to be enjoying my work that I really didn't, celebrate or didn't brag about it or didn't really take a pause to think of they were recognitions. I mean, I just felt that there are things happening on the path of progress.
Right, inspirational.
Well, I didn't really plan it that way, but yeah.
So my next question.
Yeah.
After a glorious starting, you hit the ground hard. You faced downfall in your career, and that too at a very young age. Still, you stayed grounded and ethical, and you rebuilt your business. Please share your experience with us because I feel it like a compelling story of perseverance, faith, and grit that everyone should know.
Absolutely, yeah. So I must be around 28, 29 when this tremendous fall happened. Okay, now tremendous is like it's there on in the media, and huge debts, huge issues to be addressed and serviced. Also, when the ship is sinking, you know, there's a saying that people jump off, and the ship is left only to the captain. The captain is not allowed to jump off, by the way. He has to drown with the ship. Okay. So if I there is an angle to this where my partner expired very young. Okay. My parents had parted, so for family issues my dad wasn't a part of the business anymore, during this period. All the senior people had quit the business, and from an organization which had hundreds of employees and thousands of subcontracting workers, we had come down to me only and one another gentleman. That was all that was left, and all these debts that had mounted on us. Now, debts would mean actually having to pay and or having to service the issues, that I had promised, and they were not yet serviced. Okay. So initially, when a boxer is fighting a bout and he gets hit twice or thrice on the nose, he falls on the floor, and then there's this count of seven, and he gets up, and he's still dizzy, and not really even walking properly, right? Okay, and then again he gets another punch, and then one more punch, so he's really dizzy. Initially, I was like absolutely not understanding what was going on. That is the first phase. Then you start listening to people. And for some reason, society, even today, I feel, is programming all of us that people are not good, the systems are not good, things are corrupt, the courts are not efficient, the bureaucrats are not efficient, there's no need to answer people, no need to service people, just be relaxed and, don't listen to people, don't pick up calls and all. This kind of inputs I was getting from the market. Maybe 1 or 2 years I must have done that. But that wasn't me. I was not comfortable. Every day night when I'll go to sleep, I knew that tomorrow morning somebody is again going to be waiting at the doorstep. Now, is this a life to live? Would I feel relaxed if every day this was to happen?
No.
Probably not. There had to be some solution to it. Okay. And while the solution wasn't, visible to me, clear to me, slowly I went into depression. So I become very negative. I lost all the inner power, the zeal to live and all that. So I've been taken to the doctor. Doctor started treating me for depression. It gave me pills and all that. But still my question is, did that solve my problem?
No.
No. All it was doing is it was making me drowsy or treat me, for my depression. So then I asked myself a question as to what Nirav do you see is the solution. And after a lot of experimentation, I found the solution known as power of submission that really worked for me. Okay. So, my honest approach, my wanting to solve the issues, my being available to people, my listening to them, my saying sorry to them, all of it ultimately helped me to make a comeback. Yeah.
Um, did you have a little bit of positivity left in you when you had a doubt for and were in a depression?
So that phase of the initial years, there was no positivity left because I had no idea of how to solve this. Okay. But then, as I told you, power of submission, which you can later ask me as to Nirabai, what is power of submission? That
Yes.
is one. And second is power of manifestation. We've all heard that we have this subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So we ourselves right now are consciously over here, but there is another side to us, which is the very, very powerful side, which is the subconscious side of us, the subconscious mind. Okay. Right. So what I started doing is, see, when you are drowning, everything that is available for you to stay afloat is you're going to catch on to it, right? Okay. So I caught on to this theory of manifestation. Manifest success, manifest positivity, manifest as if everything's coming back to you, manifest as if nothing's happened to you and all that. Okay. So I practice these two techniques, manifestation and the power of subconscious. And the power of submission. Yeah.
So my another question is, you said your values and ethics help you rebuild everything. Why do you think staying honest is so important in business?
Okay. So um, people are very smart. If you aren't honest, if your vision is very short, if you kind of short sighted, if you come out as a cunning person, if the opposite person always finds out that he's not interested in my well-being, but he's interested in his profits and his well-being. So if you find out, would you join hands with me? Okay.
No.
And if you find out you'd not join hands with me, and what will you tell your friends?
Please, perfect.
Yeah, so he's not the right person to deal
No.
with. Okay. Tomorrow I meet somebody else. I do the same thing. Will he then continue working with me?
No.
And then what will he tell people?
The same thing.
Okay. Same way, if I'm not dressed well, if I eating masala, if I spit on the road, if I'm smoking, if I come out as a very, very rowdy, indecent person, you know, what do you think will you do? Will you associate with me? Will you stay my friend?
No.
No. So slowly what happens is I start losing the network. I start losing people around me. Okay. And which means that to earn money or to be successful or to be happy, I have to continuously, thrive to make new and new friends and contacts. But if I'm honest, if everything that I do is selfless, if everything I do is in your benefit and my benefit, if everything that I do is right from my heart, if I'm a good human being, will you want to be, friends with me? Would you suggest your friends to be friends with me?
Yes.
And every day, if this keeps on happening, what will automatically generate for me? A huge network where everybody says, this guy is a very nice person.
Yes.
Whatever he's doing, if you need that, go to him. He's the right person to work. So I'm telling you that short term benefit you could feel is there in being smart, in but otherwise, I'm telling you, be the best human being that you can. Be a gentleman, and people will love you for everything that you're doing.
Yes. So nowadays, everything, everyone here is kind of corrupted, and everyone often offers bribe.
Right.
What do you have to say about?
Believe me, but everybody, first of all, again, this is something that you heard. Have you yourself seen it? No. Okay. So I have an issue with the society. Why is society spreading negative words like this or negativity like this? Okay. First of all, and second is that people like us who've not seen it should not believe it unless it happens to us. Second is also because society has told us that there's bribe everywhere, and the wrong people everywhere. We do not experiment to check if the people are good or not, and we just feel that by default we'll have to bribe. Let's assume I by mistake ran over the red light by mistake. Okay.
Yeah.
Because society has told us that policeman ko if you'll give him money na he will let you.
Go.
You heard this?
Yes.
So your immediate action is what?
I'll give him the money.
But did you try? Did you explain to him that hello Rohit bhai? Let's assume that's his name. Rohit bhai, I'm so sorry. Do you feel I'm like a serial lawbreaker? I really ran over the red light. I had no idea this happened to me. So sorry. Can you please spare me this time? Or you tell him that, sir, I'm going to pay the official fine. Kindly do that. You know, I'm telling you, uh, there have been instances where the the authorities have sensed the vibrations, the positivity, the honesty in us, and they do things fast for you, or they do it the right way. And I mean, I have never met a wrong person in my life. Believe me, though I've gone through so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I want you to not believe in
Yeah.
what the society is telling you.
Yes.
Okay. So two things, simple. If you broken the law intentionally, pay the fine and decide not to break again the
Yeah.
law. Second, if it's by mistake, apologize.
Yeah.
Okay. And he says, no, I'm sorry, you broken the law, pay the official fees. And then there'll be instances when they'll say that I understand you are a very, very nice young man and please go.
Yes.
And second thing, my dear, let's assume there are five friends around you. You pay bribe and you get your work done. What will those five do? But if you solve the problem the other way I told you, what will they learn?
They would learn that.
Yeah, let's not be dishonest. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Let's.
That's
Yeah.
what that's what they'll learn, and then
Yeah.
they'll teach the same thing to other
Other
five people.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Super.
Now that your company is doing well again, how does this success feel different from the success you had earlier?
So, uh, very honestly, I saw success for say close to 10 years, and now feel that it was more out of enthusiasm, passion, because it was unique, but it wasn't system driven. It wasn't documented properly, uh, and I was too focused in only my career, maybe. But today, as I make a comeback, I think I'm happier having a balanced life. In the sense that there's business, there's money, there's travel, there's passion, there's hobbies, there's helping people. So I think the success right now is probably uh, better, more balanced. I'm happier, and this is the success that I would uh, probably enjoy more.
So, once when your company started getting famous, when your business started growing,
The new phase or the
Yeah.
old phase?
The old phase.
Okay, fantastic. Okay.
Did you celebrate it or you are the same?
No, I see. I'm sure we were celebrating it. Now, this is years back, and that's phase one is like 20, 30 years back, 40 years back, maybe. So, yeah, celebrating. But again, I'm telling you that no landmark celebrations, almost success was every day, a part of the journey. So, celebrations were almost every day. So, yeah, yeah. So, yes, really, I was more than celebrating, I was really enjoying the journey. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, amazing. Mm. Will you please throw some light on your impact making platforms, EWC and B2D?
Yeah. W2D, yeah, right.
W2D.
Okay, so CWC means coffee with creativity,
Yeah.
and W2D means wake up to
Dream.
dream. Okay, the moment, and as a matter of fact, even Success Viking is a social impact creating platform. But if I'm mentoring the well-to-do people, okay, then they pay for it. So it's like semi-commercial. Okay, but the wake up to dream is focused towards the lesser privileged, and coffee with creativity is focused towards the creative people. Okay, now I'm calling it social impact for two reasons. One is that there's no money involved, nobody pays any money here to benefit. Okay, so everything that we're doing is free. That's one. And second is wherein we feel that we are encouraging their dreams, we are helping them to find out who they are, we are giving them the courage, the knowledge, the encouragement, the connections, the network needed, to grow. So coffee with creativity is somewhere where we say that from a kid to anybody, any age, a non-artist, an amateur, a professional artist, any creative field, we can all come together and we encourage each other to grow. Creative people are also mother, father, children, sister, brother, everybody, right? Okay. So everybody has life outside the creativity that they are doing. So we also teach them on how is life managed, okay, and how to be stress free, how to grow in life, how to be, how to, manage time, the subconscious mind that I talk about, and all those things, right? Wake up to dream. What is that? Wake up to dream is focused towards a lesser privilege, where I feel that the lesser privileged people are programmed to think up to only some certain limit. Okay, so most cases, what happens? Let's take an example. That somebody is a son to a car repairer, so a garage wala. Okay, so what is the maximum vision that they could have? Most cases.
You would go in the same line.
Yeah, all right. So I'll tell you, there are live examples. Like there's an employee. I mean, sorry, there's a person that you mentored uh, in Wake Up to Dream. Now he was a son to a rickshaw driver. His mom was a housemaid. Okay, so he was only given the vision that you can become a clerk or you also drive a rickshaw. Now tell me, does success and who you are have a relationship? Not really. Okay. So he one day said that I am a very good singer. I know how to operate computers. I think I can do very well in computers and all that. And we said yes, absolutely. You can dream big. Of course, there's this system of how to go about mentoring people. But today he's a very very prominent singer. Today he owns his own car. His daughter studies in a very good school. She speaks amazing English. She's very clear that she's going to become a doctor. They live in a good house now. So completely the life changed simply because we implanted this seed in his mind that you can dream as big as you want to. And these are the methods of how you go about it. Okay, and we will then mentor if needed. So these are the two platforms where it's very simple. We say wind beneath the wings. So whatever your wings want to, I mean, how high they want to fly, we'll just be the wind beneath your wings. We are there.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
My last advice, sorry.
Bilkul, you can do that. Yeah.
Your advice to the children, Madhu ji?
Yeah, I can.
It's okay, it's okay.
This is cute.
वो એટલે
This
જ
is so
બહાર
cute.
જતી રહેતી.
It's so cute.
I was intentionally out so that you
No, no,
don't
no. He's done a
become
great job. Even એને વચ્ચે જે plugin કર્યા છે બે ત્રણ questions.
હું
Amazing.
એટલે જ જતી રહી because I knew that if I am out, it's going to flow.
You've done a great job.
You want me to go out? I can.
No,
still
I
go
want her
out.
to stay. I want you to stay. Yeah.
આ કટ થઈ જશે ને?
हाँ हाँ ये कट
અરે આટલું cute છે. હું તને I'll tell you why. I came, I mean, just kidding.
Yeah.
કેમ રાખવાનું? Because if your podcast is flawless, the other kids think that you are specially talented. Okay? And they will think that ના અમારે તો કઈ ભૂલો થશે તો અમારું. So always show the flaw. Even I have goofed up with words. Okay? Right? Even my pronunciation might be wrong somewhere. Or I had to look, I was searching for words. Let that be, then people will relate to us. Okay? But I mean, it's your take.
No, absolutely.
So what you've done is a great job. I mean, one mistake and this too also is funny, so don't worry about it. Yeah. Absolutely. Amazing. Yeah.
So my last question is, what advice you would want to give to children of my age?
So, Dhruvish, it's so funny. I have spoken to kids as young as second grade school students, second grade, okay, which is what, 5 years of age. I've spoken at old age homes, which is like 70, 80 years of age. I've spoken to the most elite class, and I've even spoken in the jails. So I want you to understand the entire spectra, okay? Everybody that possibly we can think of, okay? End of the day, the bottom line question is, how can I fulfill my dreams stress free? Okay, this is the bottom line. Why are you studying right now?
To have a better future.
Better. What does better future mean? You'll then become some engineer, some cricketer, some swimmer, some dancer, some scientist, whatever. And then what will you make on every 31st?
So repeat.
Yeah. So then on the 31st, what will happen? You'll get money.
Yeah,
Okay. 31st ko, what do we get?
money.
Money. And then you'll live life from the money that you make. So essentially, better future means one is money, and second is, of course, our hobbies and traveling and all, right? Okay. Or the good things that we do, good work we do, our hobbies we pursue and all. Okay. So my point is now that you would not believe that everybody, be it a kid or a grown up or anybody, end of the day their question is, how can I be happy? How can I fulfill my dreams? Okay. And my advice to all is into 5 different points. One is, everybody must have fearless dreams, huge dreams. Okay, that's one. So huge that they seem completely out of reach. They should scare us. Okay, that is one. Second is, have a mentor who will make it easier for you, so that your scary dreams for you, the scary ones, like it's like, if I say I'm going to score 110 centuries because the maximum in this world are 100. By, do you know who's scored 100 centuries?
Virat Kohli.
No, 100 centuries I was Sachin Tendulkar. Okay. Now, I don't even know how to hold a bat right now, let's assume. And what am I talking about?
A century.
So if I say I want to play test cricket, I want to play IPL, then it's a very, very small dream. If I say I want to score 110 century, it's like be the greatest batsman ever. What if Tendulkar is my guide? Can I not score 110?
Okay.
So the mentor who has already been there can easily guide you. Now the question is how to get such mentors. That's another story altogether. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you'll keep on sharing your dreams, you will get the right mentors. Tell me, when you approached me, were you scared yesterday or day before yesterday? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Maybe you guys thought that will Nirav bhai say yes for the podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I turn out to be a very simple man?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So was there anything wrong in trying?
No.
Maximum what would I have told you?
No.
Would you lose anything? you would still be sitting here right now and doing a podcast of somebody else. Am I correct? So there is no absolutely nothing wrong in asking people and sharing dreams. Okay, somebody is going to come and take this chair. Your dream is clearly going to be there. I mean, no compromise on that. Okay, so one is fearless dream, second is the mentor. Okay, now I found out that there are four things that are needed to fulfill the dream. One is money, second is time, third is relationships, people skills, handling people. Okay, and fourth is your subconscious mind. Now, time. How many people you heard say मेरे पास time नहीं है?
Mostly all of the people.
Right? But that's because it's just fashionable. Okay, when you will put your chores, your rituals, your daily activities on 168 hours a week, you'll find out that deduct the 7 hours you sleep, all the education, the tuitions, the play, the TV, the family, the taking bath, the eating four meals, everything, now you still have 20-30 hours left. On how many hours?
24.
168.
Right, 168.
168 is what? 24 into 7.
Hmm.
So if you look at a day, the day could seem busy. There's so much to do from morning to evening, maybe. But when you look at it over 168 hours, every human being has 20 to 30 hours left. Now, what do I do in this 20 to 30 hours is my holistic development. Maybe I can go to dance classes twice a week. Maybe I can play guitar twice a week. Maybe can go to football classes twice a week. Okay, so time is there. But only if we are clear of what activities we want to do and where we are going in life. Okay. Career, pick aptitude based career, what you love to do. That's one. Second is be consistent. And there is no rocket science that can not make you successful. Okay. Third is that no leakages. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Uh, are you are you happy with me? Are you impressed with me? I mean, do you think I'm a nice person? Yeah,
Yeah.
coming from your heart or
No, yeah,
okay.
really.
Okay. So did you check on what car I'm driving? What watch I'm wearing? Which mobile? Which brand? No. Am I living in a bungalow or an apartment? So you check none of those things, and still I have impressed you. What impressed you?
The way of speaking, the way of behaving.
Right? Okay. Which means that end of the day, the human being that you are is very important. Not what mobile you are using, not what materialistic things you are, having and all that. Okay. So focus on becoming an excellent human being. Focus on becoming the best in what you are doing. Okay, and do not worry. I'm telling you, once you start earning, fine, you can do whatever you want to do. But right now, just because a friend has a mobile, just because a friend comes with a chauffeur and a luxury car, doesn't mean anything at all. It all is the parents' efforts. Okay, so our goal is very simple: to focus on what we are doing. Parents' goal is very important, to let you be who you are and not force you in what they feel is correct. Okay, right? Okay, and whenever you need something, let your parents know. This is my uh, ichha. This is what I wish that I want, but I leave it to you guys because I understand that this is not life. Life is what I do in life. Okay, so
Awesome.
fine, super. So I'm answering that question, right? Okay, so that was career. Okay, people skill is something that you to learn to how to handle people. Never react. Listen. Go to your room. Think, and then only you'll react. Okay, so people skills is something which should be inculcated from any age, I personally feel, and the subconscious mind. And then in the end, I'm going to show you my manifestation file at this age, what kind of dreams I see and how I actually create pictures to program my subconscious mind. Yeah. Okay, fine. So I answered your last question.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, Lastly, I have a rapid fire round for you.
Wow. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
What is the first thing you do as soon as you wake up?
Uh, I I speak my self talk and I manifest that it's going to be a great day, which is leading to a very stress free great life.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Your best way to relax.
Listen to music.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
I'm the most amazing man.
If your life would be a movie, what would be its title?
Life is beautiful.
If you have one superpower, what would you do with it?
Change every negative thinker's mind to be thinking positive, to be manifesting, and to be encouraging people.
Wow.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Super. Any add-on questions?
No.
You want to ask them if they want to ask any questions?
I don't, because I was up. I wanted to understand this manifestation thing. Have you managed to?
Which I want this to be recorded also.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm more
But because
interested
I
in
was
that.
speaking to a young man, I had taken notes if because I if, so let's assume your questions don't cover it, but I want to through this medium maybe talk to the audience who is going to be listening to me. Okay. So one thing is that uh, exams and the results and the grades that we get from the exams is not the reflection of success, because there are four kinds of learners. Okay. One is where people love to read and write. One is where people love to kind of listen. Okay. One is where I've written down the people like to see. And the fourth is where people love to do. Now you will be one of the four. I'll be one of the four. He'll be one of the four. But the exams that the government takes are of lakhs of students. Can they take exam as per the student?
No.
So they have their one way of taking the exam. Okay. So what will happen is that somebody who loves to maybe read and write, he will do very well in the exam because that's the way the government takes the exam. But somebody like me who loves to sketch, I mean, how will he give the exams his way? I cannot, right? Okay. So I'm going to not do very well as far as the grades are concerned.
Yeah.
So I want the society to understand that do not let exams become the mark of how the child is doing every year. Just because your friend's child has done better than your child, then maybe he's a different type of a child. Okay, right? It's like asking an elephant to climb the tree, a fish to climb the tree, a monkey also to climb the tree, and a crow also to climb the tree. Now the crow and the monkey are going to do very well, but the fish and the elephant won't. Does it mean that they will not be successful?
No.
Climbing the tree is just not what they are supposed to be doing. Okay, so this is one thing, right? Second is, okay. Second, I think I've covered everything, and now let's look at my manifestation file. Okay. So before we see that, I'm going to ask a question to everybody. Yeah, Zil, you and what's your name? Julie. Wow, interesting names, both of you, huh? Yeah. So you can come here, Julie. I want you to see, look at what I'm doing. Julie, right? Julie, how do you like this red pen? That's not red. Okay, so you heard what red, but you didn't see red. Okay, so now in this piece of paper, if I say, Julie, how do you like the red pen? What will you still tell me? I said, how do you like the red pen?
That red pen.
Yeah, so you'll still say this is not red, which means you heard red, but you didn't agree. You read, you did not agree. Okay, because visuals are the most powerful way of communicating. Speaking is not powerful, Reading is not powerful. What is powerful is actually visually. Okay, fine. So, and hence feed visuals to your mind. When I was completely down at zero level, I'll send you the media, and they wrote written down the amount of my the size of my problem. Okay, you will you will not believe that how is this gentleman sitting here on the chair right now. Okay, that time when my bungalow was gone, when my cars were broken and old, when my offices were sealed, I was in depression. My wife was suffering from arthritis, hundreds of cases on me. I was in 2 3 years, 2 3 years. Yes, the moment somebody in the market, such a huge brand, overnight when people understand here, it just kind of catches like wildfire, right? Okay, so almost all this when there was no hope, the next day morning, because I'm telling you, I remember my wife borrowing 10,000 rupees to see of the week from her friend. Okay, yeah. uh, I was at the office, my furniture was being thrown out, my bungalow was being taken over. I got a call from my wife that the truck has come near and this is happening. I said, kindly, there's no way out, let it go and we'll move to an apartment tonight. Okay, this is real fact. Those days, manifestation I started. Neither would I believe, and people would laugh on my face or behind my back. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is the dreams fulfilled file. This is images of things that I never had in 2010, 9/11, but I wanted, which means that in those days I made these images. Are you seeing date 2010? Camera date. This is camera's date. Okay, how funny, how stupid I was, what kind of manifestation I was doing. I loved his jacket. This, and then I owned the jacket. Few years back, or later, or few months later. Neha wanted a car. Okay. I wanted to give my son a club membership. There was no way I could afford all this. But I took a picture of the club, I put my picture, I put a date. Okay. Yeah. That I'll travel with my family every year. That my son will have a car. That we are a nice family together. That my wife will own a luxury 1 or 2 carat ring and a luxury watch. She has borrowed this for the picture. This is not hers. This is manifestation. You visualize as if it's yours, you're owning it. Okay? So, all that. Now, today in 2026, as I look back, I say, wow, Neera, how all as this has come true. Okay? And hence, I still continue. And I continue with a file called Dreams 2026 and onwards. This have come true, and this have either come true and come true, plus they could be still my dream, right? Okay, so I was not a very fit man. I'm fairly fit right now. Okay, whatever. So how do I manifest that? So I took these two real pictures. This is Imran Khan and this is Ranbir Kapoor, Filmfare and whatever magazine. I chopped off their faces and I put my face. So now what do I see myself as? Somebody with six packs. So if I'm visualizing this 3 times a day, how will I exercise every day? Will I eat healthier? Now I normally don't travel business class as yet. Okay, sometimes we do. So, but the dream is to travel business class because my wife has arthritis and she can't, cramp up her legs. So we want that luxury for her, and she's so crazy about traveling, and she's very passionate about it. Okay, so while in a flight we were walking towards the economy class, I requested the air hostess, "Can I sit on these chairs and get a picture taken?" She let us, and I'm manifesting this, the car that I want her to own, the cars that we want to own in the future, and things like those. And plus a lot of impact creating activities, plus a lot of donations and everything. I actually use the manifestation techniques, as you see. This is so simple. Okay. Now all I need to do is, if I'm seeing the dream of a Lamborghini here, I will have a mentor, and he'll teach me that from a cycle how you go to the scooter, to a rickshaw, to a Maruti, to an Audi, to a Lamborghini. So, but my goal is to dream a Lamborghini. Only then will the mentor teach me how to. But if I say I want a scooter, that's all he'll teach me. That's what I'm telling my subconscious mind. Okay. Same way, my mobile has a reminder 3 times a day. As you asked me, once in the morning, I said I wake up and I do my self talk and I manifest. Right? Okay. So the self talk is like the reminder where I then manifest everything by talking to myself. That Neera, it's an amazing day today. Your workout is going to be fantastic. You're going to be very healthy. You know, everything in present tense. Sorry, by the way. And today the opportunities are all lined up at your office. Your team's so efficient. You're so happy. Everything I speak at 1 o'clock. I mean in the morning. 1 o'clock again. I have a reminder. Again I go through this, and then night 8 o'clock again I go through this, because between 6 and 1 the society has again deviated me through their ways, so I need to align myself at 1 o'clock again. Okay, so initially maybe it took me a minute to read the self-talk. Now I just uh, kind of feel it. I don't need to even invest 1 minute, because I know what's there. Manifestation is very, very powerful. Okay, and this is my last point. I'm sorry if I'm dragging. Uh, Become a sponge. Is sponge the right pronunciation, or sponge? Sponge. Okay. Become a sponge. Now, what does that mean? If December 31st on a sponge in your kitchen, you pour ice cold water, what will the sponge do? Absorb the water? Or say, oh, it's too cold, 31st December, ice water, oh, take it back. Will it react and throw it back to you? Okay. If after 3 hours you pour the coffee that you kind of didn't drink, the entire coffee, throw the coffee down, will it absorb or it will throw back? Absorb. 1 o'clock, something else, absorb or throw back? Absorb. 5 o'clock? Absorb. 9 o'clock? Absorb. Fine. Everything that was poured or given to it, it has absorbed, never reacted, never thrown back. Next day morning, will it be wet or dry again? Wet. No, next day morning. Oh, next day morning it would be dry. Dry again. Saying that, I know today also people are going to pour things on me. Symbolically, what it means? It means that it says, let it come, I'll absorb it. Let it come, I'll absorb it. In the night is the me time of the sponge. Me time means to myself. And as if it's thinking on the inputs given, drain off what is not important and keep what is important. All of us throughout the day keep on getting inputs. Today, what I'm telling you is an input. Mom's input, dad's input, granny's input, newspapers input, internet's input, teachers input, friends input. Everybody will keep on pouring something or the other on the. And the same happens to you. Same happens to you. Same happens to you. Same happens to me. Be a sponge. Never react. Accept. Think. Keep what you want to. Drain off rest of the things. What you kept. Use to your advantage. Next day morning, again, there is going to be input. Right? Become a sponge. The biggest secret to success. Super. Dhruvish, I really enjoyed speaking to you. You are
Same
an
here, sir.
amazing young man. Very impressed, and I see a great future for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Super. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody.
So, dear ladies and gentlemen, today's podcast with Nirav Sir was quite insightful. And this is Dhruvish signing off.